Welcome back to Pirate Adventures. Where we last left off, our pirate crew ran into a sort of trouble with a fleet vessel, but managed to escape under some confusing command and some rebellious action from one of the crew.
Deserve
it took a little bit longer to to escape such a threat, but you did escape. You got away, and a new person has joined your crew. I believe, in big news, that's where we are.
Level up.
Now, I mentioned, and you all leveled up. Yeah, that's not big news. That's fine. Just on the side, you know. Right. It will take you a few more days to get to Tortilla. You've leveled up. You finished a long rest. You will arrive with Tortilla in the distance. Seemingly, from when you last met it, with that was covered in smoke and ash. Now it looks vibrant. There seems to be flowers growing where ash once was. The waterfall on the great tall pillar-like cliff is seemingly flowing still.
Are there any signs of life?
The thing is, it looks to you like there's a lot of sign of like vibrant plant life.
Yeah, like nature has returned.
Nature has seemingly returned, almost in flux of what it was like before when you were there, Tim. Like, it looks a lot more fertile land now. You can't see anything else in particular, although it seems like there are clouds forming overhead. Again, there were a few days people sort of mentioned about what they wanted to do with their time and that kind of thing. But if anyone wants to mention any RP now, they can. I will specifically get to what has just been mentioned to me afterwards.
Does Treelifter staying in the brick the whole time, or?
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Let's start with Gruzeel, shall we? Let's start with the captain or acting captain.
Right. So, this will probably would have been like the next day after the events had transpired. So sort of straight after breakfast, Gruzeel's going to call for an officers' meeting in the war room. So it depends whether people turn up, I guess.
If they respect him enough.
Well, Elena will turn up. Barry will turn up.
What time is this?
Just after breakfast. So was it 9 o'clock? I guess.
Tim would attend.
Yeah, Alarias will be there as well.
Cool. So, one thing you will notice is, I think it'll be pretty obvious. Gruzeel's eyes are red for lack of sleep. It looks like he's not slept through the night. He's probably on his third cup of coffee.
Just as that moment comes in, Tiff just sprints in, places another coffee in your hand, and then sprints back out.
Tim takes a swig from the alchemy jug.
Thank you for all coming. I apologize for my appearance. I've not really slept. I've been...
You're a busy man!
Kind of, yes. I've been thinking about the things I've been told. I've had a word with Barry yesterday. And, I've had time to process the events of yesterday. And my new position. And I've been thinking about how best to handle this situation. Now, as you're all aware, I'm not the most fit for all the duties of a captain. Now, I'm doing So I'm going to rectify that with the help of Berry. But in the meantime, I want to facilitate the gaps. Now, as I've said before, I'm not from here. I've never really been on a ship. I've never been a part of a crew to this extent. But what I have done is I've run a business. Now, what I intend to do is run this ship kind of like how I ran a business. With that being said, the best way to run a business is to delegate roles to the appropriate people. Now, as far as I can tell, there are two areas that I'm struggling in for the moment. That is ship combat and discipline. Now, those two roles I would like to be filled. I am going to have filled by somebody else. Now, I've picked two of you to do these roles. Now, if you feel you're not up to that task, we can reassign. For the active ship combat, I believe Berry would be the best suited for that, as he spent a lot of time with Bloodbeard, Admiral Bloodbeard, so should be familiar with ship combat. But you know, both I and Tim are new to this. I do not know Elena's past. And, Alarias, you have memory issues. So therefore, Berry seems like the most logical sense. Do you agree, Berry?
Don't know what to say. I think that's wise, Gruzeel.
Obviously, as I become more accustomed to this role, I will take those duties. But for now, we do not risk the life of the ship and the crew while I'm learning. Second, discipline. Now, the person I've picked for this is Elena, as our Master of Arms. Now, you may wish to do this, you may not. That is up to you. But bear in mind, you will be in charge of discipline, but not who will receive discipline. That would be on me. You can choose the severity of their punishment and implement said punishment.
Sort of, she starts stroking her chin. That is. I like this plan. It is going to be nice to be able to get my blades out for this simple reason. I am not one to care for whoever the target is.
Well, fortunately, you have somebody to stretch your newfound responsibility on.
Ah, yes, of course.
Now, with Tree Lifter, I need to know if this will be a repeat. If it will, then you may do as you wish. If it can be reformed and brought back into the fray, then I'm willing to give him a second chance. But not without consequences, which I'm going to leave to you. Understand?
Understood. So, shall I go start testing now, or would you like me to test later?
Let's finish this first.
Of course.
Now, for my next thing on the agenda, I think it's fair to remove the acting part of my captain title. We had a vote. The crew chose not to vote, and that is on them. For whatever reason, that was. I'm not going to have... management does not work if people are unsure of who their management is. That being said, I cannot be captain and quartermaster. The vote will have to open for quartermaster. Are we all in agreement to this?
Barry's like, aye, Captain, and looking at you with a little bit of pride. You can see that, and Lena's just, aye, sounds like a plan to me.
We will put this knowledge out first, allow people to think about who they're going to vote, and we can hold their vote this afternoon. I don't know. Do we have time? I mean, I assume we can tell time. We're not like just running
None of you got a watch. You have the sun,
Alright.
morning, noon, and night.
We'll do it after lunch.
But Captain, people lunch at different times.
When everyone's had lunch. If you must, be like that. If one of obviously you become the quartermaster, we will fill your role accordingly. That was all I had, but I wanted to make sure you're all happy with this. Obviously, I am the captain now. I don't know if there's any other bits to that. That's a part of the lessons I hope to have with Barry. I assume the ship name can't change, so we'll keep it the Bone Blade. I don't know if crews have names. I noticed we don't have a flag, so I don't really know how that works. But there's
Tend to get a reputation first before you get a crew name.
fine. I guess we need a flag, because we don't. What do we have at the moment? Just one for the bone.
So it's just a general like Jolly Roger, essentially. So it's just a skull and crossbones. Barry sort of says after you say that, just like, well, if you can come up with what your reputation is going to be, it's a good idea to have something in place like that.
Well, you were talking about, the fact that I am a Dragonborn and supposed to be fierce. My suggestion would be to play on that. What's more frightful than a dragon, as some of us have seen?
We might come to toe-to-toe with a scale cap again, but seeing how his ass was beat last time by Bloodbeard, I can't imagine it would be that bad.
And if it comes to it, we'll find out which one's stronger between us and them, I guess.
There's a wink from Barry at that point.
So yes, we'll wait, for the reputation and then make our flag dragon-themed somehow. I don't really know. Not really had the eye of design. I don't know if anyone has.
Nah, work with rope.
Alarias, Elena, Tim, you guys have an eye for design.
I may have a steady hand, but I'm more better at painting things red.
I'm guessing with blood.
That was the inflection, yes.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
Tim, Alarias, are any of you artistically endowed?
Nope.
Not in the slightest.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess we can take that out there and see if they've got any ideas. The only idea I had was instead of bone, it was like green scales, but that was about it, really.
Yes, I like that.
Oh, okay. Alright then.
You have a knack for this.
Maybe. I guess time will tell. Yeah. You are all dismissed.
I
Aye, Captain.
I have one more order of business.
Ah, yes, Tim. Undismissed. I guess I should have asked if there was any other business. Note it down. Any other business?
Tim takes a long swig from the alchemy jug.
Gruzeel would almost almost a reaction. Takes a swig of coffee.
Yes, you're going to need that, Captain. There's no easy way to say this. There was an altercation in the brig, and the prisoner is dead.
Okay. Care to explain?
He was kicking up a fuss, a mighty fuss, I might say, and it seemed like he had enough, and he was wanting to break out. You see, he assaulted Umbra.
I mean, to be fair, he probably deserved it, but I am doing an insight check.
Yes.
Well, you two know what you should roll. Obviously, insight check for you and Dom, whatever you think is best.
Got 16.
Let me just get back to my character sheet.
Why? Why kill him? Of course you know why.
Why do you think? I'm
Kill him.
coerced by Umbra.
He resisted.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You drank something that didn't agree with him, most likely.
Okay. 0 after all. 16 meets it, right?
I don't know. It's
You're both players, so how
I
I'm
guess-
how I would play this is how does Gruzeel understand Tim's statement? If you are really, really unsure, you guys can roll again.
I mean, I don't know. I think rolling again. I think because it's really tricky because like Umbra, he doesn't trust Umbra, but then he does trust Tim.
I think based on that, you can roll again.
Yeah, because
Do we both roll again?
Yes. This is contested.
You're killing me. 18.
No, I got like 9.
Okay, yep.
Very well.
So from that insight, Tim is being genuine.
That is unfortunate. I guess I must dare not ask. Where is the body?
It is where we left it. It's in the brig. We can't move it.
Can't move it.
Moved it down there.
I believe I should inspect this one.
I,
You
You
moved
moved
it
him
down there.
there. You moved him there. How can you not take him out?
rigor mortis, you see.
That just
Seems
stiffens
like his-
the body.
his
That doesn't make it
bones-
heavier.
Doubled in size once he died. It's most absurd.
I think I'm gonna come have a look at this, Tim. Not
Oh,
that I
yes.
don't. It's not that I don't trust you, Tim. It's Umbra I'm a little more concerned about.
Yes, it was very disturbing to watch.
I'm sure it
I almost
was.
believe he took pleasure in it.
Watching him die.
You gotta really question how you do that to a berserker barbarian. Goliath. He's-
Who knows, man?
Oh, I've been in discussion.
To be fair,
Since fi-
I can
Since
probably,
finding this out, I've been in discussion on how this would have worked.
I can probably think of a few ways they've done it, but yeah.
I'll just say
I'll put-
consistency is the key.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure a tree lifter could break out the brick if he was under that kind of duress, though.
My
With the shackles and his strength score, it's possible, but it's one of those it would have needed to have been a high roll.
also like all they would have to have done is coated something and threw it at him like a throwing dagger or something, and
Well,
did it that way.
he had at the time 52 health.
I know. Persistence was the key.
Oh my god! How long were they at it? Okay, all right, all right. And there was no screaming. Nobody heard anything.
It was very specific on the way it was done.
Wow. Okay.
I also have silence now if that was required.
Wow.
I'm going to
trust
say
me,
no.
He wouldn't have been able to scream.
But
Trust me.
Oh my
based on what I've been told, don't worry about using your slot for silence. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll save it.
Okay then.
Are you going down to the brick?
I
I'm
apologize, Elena. It looks like you won't be able to flex that muscle today.
She's genuinely disappointed.
Then again,
I'm sorry.
Then
I'm
again.
sorry, Elena.
if we find that Umbra has done something untowards,
He's
against
doing
Trisha,
untoward things constantly, Gruzeel.
So Elena at this is going to look at Tim dead in the eye, and just a small smile cringes up her cheek.
Also, he may have done, but that was under Kethra as captain, not
You
me.
captain new leaf, exactly.
Mm.
New record.
I think that's a mistake.
Timmy, when you
personally,
get Timmy when you get to the brig, because Umbra will be there.
Yes.
Yeah, you obviously get down to the brig. Is everyone going to the brig?
I was going to say,
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
I was going to ask if there's any other business before we move on, but if anyone else has anything else.
Barry and Elena have nothing. Elena just says, keep me posted, you know. Really
That's
help Mister using my blades.
So as soon as the meeting's like, he's probably gonna be the last one out the room. As soon as everybody leaves, he just like,
It's not
Made it.
easy, is it? Being captain, making the hard decisions. As captain.
oh, he's struggling through.
But-
He's gonna.
Oh wait, Tim obviously had the key, didn't he? Because we put him in the brig.
I imagine so. Yeah, he must have done.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So-
You were given
When you get
between
down
you,
there,
you were given a key.
Umbra will be doing CPR on him, and you'll be like, "Don't die on me."
Nice.
The worst part is you can see it's coming because obviously there's a big hole coming all the way through the ship.
Yeah, you would have heard footsteps and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah, no, Umbra is he's very specifically placed, so he's going to be there frantically doing chest compressions. And
Are the shackles off?
no. Well,
They're
I,
still
I,
shackled.
I wouldn't have
Okay,
taken them off.
so how are people shackled to this brig then? Are they like?
So
on the-
it would be
where are the-
chains
Yeah,
on like feet, ankles, and wrists,
yeah.
and basically the chains lead back to a loop chain down to the base of the deck,
Cool.
sort of in the center.
And where it goes
They can
up-
move around a little bit, but if they move too far
Yeah.
one way, then
but it's all it all go trails towards the center. Cool.
yeah.
That's why I wanted to know where that was. Okay, cool. It's not weighted or anything, so it can freely move around. I
It'll
assume.
break
Yeah.
a hole in the hull, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If it was broken.
If it was broken, yes, it would break a hole in the hull. But there is a layer underneath the lower deck of just pure space.
Mm.
That's how most ships do their wonderful
So-
floating thingamajig.
Umbra wouldn't have unshackled him, so he'll just be doing chest compressions. And
On the shackled body of Tree Lifter,
He's
I
been
like
at this for hours. I think the guilt is really getting to him.
I never wanted this to happen.
What did you want? What did you want to happen, Umbra?
For him, for him to face the good justice of yourself. But in my panic to defend myself, I'm just going to kind of break off and just look down at the ground. He's clearly a broken man. Can't believe what's happened.
Clearly.
Yep.
I've got to do an insight. There's no way.
Go ahead. You can 100% on that statement, especially roll
I
insight.
will use a lucky point.
Oh, you got lucky.
Of course you got
Okay.
lucky.
Of course, he's got lucky.
Oh,
He's always got lucky.
I'm gonna ban you from that if we ever like.
It takes a long rest for you to get it back, though. So
Is it a long rest for lucky?
Ha!
I only just got yeah. So if I use them up,
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh god.
I'm gonna use another lucky point.
you can use them.
Okay,
all in
this
one
is
go.
fine. This is fine. 19.
Damn it! I got like a 10.
Okay.
Oh, I could have kept the
Oh,
first
mate.
roll.
He
but-
seems very genuine in what he's saying. It seems like he truly believes what he's saying. So from that information, you do with what you will.
Umbra's grown a conscience.
Perhaps he has.
Because there was
Could
been a
be
good
that way.
influence, I think.
Is it safe to come in there?
Yes, it's very safe.
Can I? I'm going to try and inspect the body. I mean, I'm kind of doing this based on like bears.
Alright.
So basically, like, because obviously he deals more with the injuries of creatures and beasts, and obviously not people.
So you're looking at like a bear. Okay.
Yeah, like a large, like basically large mammal, which is closest thing. I think
Based
to a
on
bear.
that, instead of medicine, do survival.
Nice.
And I will try and relate it based on that.
Oh, nice. That is a 22.
The injuries look like a trapped beast. And you know when you have multiple hunters and you sort of use ropes to break the back of a beast to bring it down?
Mhm.
Tends to leave marks and that kind of thing. It looks like Tree Lift has got those kinds of marks around his neck, probably restrained, very much a choke hold via some chains. It looks like someone's attempted to smudge them in some like it looks like someone's almost like stepped on them or pressed in particular places. Like, or maybe they were trying to strangle them as well. You're not really sure. You can't figure it out. But someone decided to put their hands on him as well. For whatever reason, even though seemingly this chain did the most damage because it's such a deep imprint. The shackles have tear and contusions, whatever the word is, basically torn skin and like scraped. Yeah, thank you. Around them, like he's been maneuvering. He was definitely attacking at some point, but it's very unclear whether it was after the chain was around his neck or before. Much like if you were hunting a bear and you found a bear sort of corpse laying around, it would be very difficult to tell, like from the bear having an enraged state, as your knowledge, whether it was ambushed or whether it was someone attacking afterwards.
So, Tim, Umbra,
Yes.
could you explain to me the situation that ensued when Tree Lifter broke out? What did you do specifically to subdue him?
I'm just gonna look at Tim.
I mean, does it look like he broke out though? Because he's still in chains.
I know. I know. I am very curious as to how he posed a threat while shackled.
Umbra was, well, there's no easy way to say this. He was antagonizing him from outside the cage, and the great beast just out and grabbed him.
Right.
Grabbed him by his big long beak.
Is that possible? Is that possible? Like, how far do these shackles reach?
I regret to say that I leaned too close. I wish to inform him of justice that awaited him.
If I will say, you can tell based on this square, Tree Lifter being quite a large fellow, if he had his feet near at the base, the chains with his hands could have reached the edge
Okay, so
of like the brig cage. So if someone was, or much like Umbra's mask, if that was poking in too far, he could have reached for it.
So how did you
I remember the words
Stop
I spoke
him.
to him. I told
What?
him, Captain.
Umbra.
Just
Let him speak. Let him speak. We've been through a dreadful night.
I haven't got time to worry about how you pissed him off. Now, what I want to know is how you stopped him from grabbing.
It was it's a bit blurry. I was overcome with an overwhelming sense of my own mortality, and I realized this is what many of my subjects who went under the knife must have felt like. Before I did
I
my
saved Umbra.
How exactly? Because Umbra just didn't answer the question.
I opened the cage so we could stop the great beast from strangling him any longer.
Why would you? Right.
I was very distressed.
It was the only way. I couldn't break his grip on Umbra. He was going to snap him in half.
Don't you have spells?
Yes, but they were of no use. I had healing spells and some light damage, but nothing. This man was like a brick wall.
Checks out.
Have you ever seen me clobber anyone without my great club? With these?
He told me he was going to stab me like a tree.
He sure was lifting him like one.
Wow. So
He grabbed me.
let me. So you open the cage,
I had no choice.
and then I'm assuming you went into said cage
Yes, and I struck him.
with
My hands.
What
There's
was
no
that gonna-
space for. There's no
What
space for my grade club in there!
Now, no offense, Tim. You punching Tree Lifter probably wouldn't have done a lot.
I grabbed him by the neck. As much of it as I could grasp.
Oh god.
So it was sort of, he was strangling Umbra outside the cage, and I was inside the cage strangling him.
I mean, checks out with the
Yeah.
with the whole print thing and the chains.
It does, yeah.
And this distracted him enough for Umbra to perform some ungodly operation on the beast.
Hang on. What operation?
With the
I-
chain. I was speaking in...
I
Oh.
surgically wrapped the chain around his neck.
Surgery.
And I warned him. Gruzeel will hear of what you've done. But
There was no way,
I mean-
for he had us both.
Killing him certainly doesn't allow him to pay for insubordination.
yes, I regret his death.
Yes,
be honest.
perhaps we should ask Elena what she would have done with him.
To be honest, his corpse.
And we could make up the difference, perhaps.
Yes,
Anyway,
his corpse continued to choke me even after his death.
This is the rigor mortis I was speaking about. He's still dangerous.
Is he like this? Is he like? No, is he?
No, it's not like that at all.
No, I didn't.
He's like bleeding.
right. I guess the best thing to do here is we put Tree Lifter with the rest of the crew that died from blue rot, and we will burn him with the rest. Umbra, you are not to touch this body.
But he was a criminal.
Unfortunately,
He tried
We
to kill
can-
me.
unfortunately, there's no way of verifying that because you killed him.
You don't believe the word of your own officer.
You're not an officer. Oh, Tim. Unfortunately, it's only one side of the story.
Yeah.
Tim, I would believe you if I was captain.
Understood.
Now, because I do believe in the words that you're saying, I won't have to ask Elena to implement discipline. But do not do something like this again. Please. The both of you.
I was being
Under the
flattered
circumstances,
with an
we
inch of
couldn't
my
have
life.
come and got you.
No, but you could have called for help.
He was strangling me. I couldn't
There is a big hole in the ceiling. You could have called us. We have done this plenty of times when somebody has attacked us on the deck.
Gruzeel, if I was to throttle you when you least expected it, you wouldn't have the presence.
I can't do the voice. You wouldn't have the presence of mind to.
to call out. I was
I
terrified.
Wow.
Never
Guess
seen you
what?
terrified.
I mean, you had Tim.
Thank God.
I was also terrified.
Yeah, but you weren't being strangled, Tim. No.
Tim, aren't you a surgeon? Aren't you supposed to be able to deal under pressure?
What? I'm no surgeon. He is the surgeon. I'm a doctor.
Yes, and I was indisposed by the strangling.
Yes, I was also indisposed by the strangling and the kicking.
Right.
Wait, how did Umbra strangle Tree Lifter while he was being strangled?
So I think the story is that Tim went in and started strangling Tree Lifter,
Yeah.
and then sort of eventually got him to release Umbra, and then
And then they
Umbra
both-
set
oh,
about with the
okay.
chains.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they would give him a two-way
Strangling.
Yeah.
strangulation,
Yeah, it's just kind of like everyone strangling everyone.
which is hilarious because aren't you like really short? Like Tim's
Umbra.
really short.
Tim's funny. Tim's like 4 foot.
Yeah,
The,
so
mo-
you'd have
the
to,
most
like,
convincing
jump
arguments will
and,
always
like-
start with "I think."
Oh, yeah.
I
mean,
think the story is.
Right. Anyway, I think the best bit to do is to Tim, you to take this body, put it with the others, and when we get to Tortilla, we'll cremate them. Yes?
Very well.
We should throw him overboard for his
No.
crime.
Come on, Umbra, he's still crew, even though he's a...
He's a traitor.
He is a traitor.
Unfortunately, he can't be put to trial, nor can he explain his actions, because he is dead.
Perhaps we should desecrate the body.
You could.
What?
You could. You
Bring
could
the
have.
Umbra!
Rather than killing him, you could have knocked him out. As a doctor and surgeon,
He had.
I would
he was
imagine
human.
you would know ways on subduing somebody rather than killing somebody. But let's not dive deep into that right now. So, as I said, Tim put Treelifter's body with the rest.
Yes, very well, of course.
Umbra, do not touch this body any further.
I can't touch the man who tried to kill me. Take it away out of my sight.
Right.
I may not be able to sleep tonight after this.
Do you sleep anyway?
Yeah.
Not often.
Well, there you go. Right. Back about your business.
So, where are we keeping the rest of the bodies? It's up in the armory, isn't it?
No, they're
side of
in
the
the
armory.
morgue.
Yeah,
they're in the
but on
morgue,
the,
weren't they?
And the armory.
no, the other side of the armory.
So there's
the morgue
another
is
bit
specifically
near the,
for,
from
like-
the ship.
The morgue is for the bodies that you are allowed to mess with, but the ones that we want to actually preserve, they go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll just take it up.
Cool. And then that's all that he would do. I think.
We're
for
probably
now.
running out of space for bodies, right?
Probably close. Yeah. I mean, how much
It
space?
must be
is in-
getting stinky in there.
You,
I mean, how many people we got in there? We've got Bloodbeard, we've got Kethra, we've got was it 4? It was 4, wasn't it? I think that died.
Yeah, no, you've got.
Alwyn, those 3 others. I
You've still
believe.
got some space in there, but Treelifter just took up quite a chunk. I'd say you could probably only. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. You could only probably fit like 2 more bodies in there
Yeah, we've got 7
comfortably.
in there.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of bodies.
So, I mean, 2 more bodies, and Treelifter's the first one we're going to be
I
moving
mean,
out
unless
there.
unless you start stacking and racking. Like if you want to preserve, put them
Oh,
there
addressing them.
gently and like with some respect, then you're running out of space. But if you want to rack and stack, like
Yeah.
you can.
So yeah, I think that's all that Gruzeel's gonna do, apart from like. Oh no, because we have to do the vote.
What's the vote?
Okay.
The quote vote for quartermaster.
You could always wait
Okay,
until
Umbra
after
will
you get
come
to
up for that.
Tortilla to do the vote.
Well, I did say it was gonna be this afternoon because Gruzeel needs to do his captain duties. He can't do captain and quartermaster duties. Someone needs to fill
You know
that
you're not
void.
far away from Tortilla though, so you could let the dead be buried before you move on
Well,
to
then
the
we-
other business.
Well, if we're getting a long rest, doesn't that mean we're going to base it's a week away?
Oh no! As in you've had your few days.
Yeah.
Because ship combat ended with you guys basically running away, you didn't actually lose that long rest. So basically, you will. Your long rest is pretty soon, and then it's a couple more days, and then you'll be there.
Knowing Gruzeel though, he would want to fill that gap because
So?
of the whole, everything else. So I think he would still, do the vote. So I don't know how we're gonna. He would call everyone to the ship. So he would call everyone to the ship. I mean, sorry. In the meantime, between now and then, the word would have spread around the ship about what happened and what's going on and the new rules and everything in the new roles and the vote. And then come time to the vote, he'll do what he did before, call everyone to the main deck and do the hand thing, basically.
Before you get to do the hand thing, before you start like shouting out names, one person shouts out Berry, then another, then another, then another shouts out Berry, then another shouts out Berry. Pretty much unanimously, every single crew member shouts out Berry, apart from whatever you guys want to shout out. If anyone.
Berry.
I'll name someone random. not very, just someone random.
Anyone random.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Cool.
Someone of a pure race.
Wow.
Human.
Is it Berry human? I'm pretty sure Berry's human.
And Berry is human, but
Berry's
he
always
doesn't like
against-
like him. No, Alarias doesn't like him.
Alright. Wow. I guess that's pretty unanimous then. Congratulations, Berry. You are
Bye.
now Master.
Hi, Captain. Look forward to working with you.
Likewise. We will sort out. We will need a new helmsman. Unless you plan on you can't take those duties on as well. Who've we got? Who've got left? I guess he'll have to just ask one of the.
You've got.
got anyone.
I'm just trying to think of who you've got and who you haven't.
Doward is Doward's the carpenter.
Doward's the carpenter. Archer's on the Master of Arms. Tiff's doing that. Elena's now Master of Arms. Well,
Yeah.
she's still Master of Arms and Lookout and all the other stuff. You've got
Slayer.
All I've got is Artorias, Hark, and Tiberius.
Slayer. Slayer's been working on something, so he hasn't really been able to do any other duties.
He's working on an enchantment, isn't he, for the ship? So
Yes,
So
yes,
you
he
can't
is.
do that.
Hark Synthesis is on the ship as someone you have met particularly while looking around for workers. Tiberius Deepmound is also
I don't think I'd trust him for something like that.
trying to
Artorias?
think. And you also met Artorius Drake.
Yeah. Who just wanted plate armor? That's the only note I've got for him.
He requested plate armor. Seemingly, as he goes on, he's very friendly with all of the crew, and anytime he sees someone struggling with something, he goes over to help them. He seems like that kind of deckhand. With Hark Synthesis, he does his job really, really well. Very quick, generally, in everything he does. He tries to do knots quickly, climbs up to release the sails very speedily. Tiberius Deepmound, since what you put him through, is trying his best now, but you still find him telling tales to the person next to him while working, but still talking quite a lot.
I think Hark will do that. As being quick, he can be able to make quick maneuvers, basically, because of his added speed. So I'll assign Hark Synthis.
Hark Synthesis. Let me find the exact spelling for you that I totally did not.
I've got SYNTHIS. I don't know whether that's just because that's the spelling I gave.
Yeah, no, I think that is correct.
All right, cool. All right. Well, I'll be honest, Barry. I am glad you are the quartermaster. If you weren't quartermaster, I probably would have made you first mate, because I think having you by my side is the best thing for everybody.
Checks out, I guess. I suppose I know all the crew now, and I have spent quite a lot of the time talking to you about them and talking to Kefra about them and their needs, so I guess it fits.
Indeed. Right. I guess we carry on to Tortilla.
Aye.
Alright, and then
How much downtime do we have for Tortilla?
You have a couple more days.
Okay.
Only a couple. If there's anything in, I'm going to say probably not enough time to learn. You don't have enough time to learn a skill or anything. But if you want to talk to anyone in particular, or I'll be anything in between you.
Tim is just going to practice surgeon skills with Umbra. He's going to work nights in the morgue, try and improve his skills, get more well-rounded.
Okay, interesting.
I've got some heads left over, so we'll use them for practice.
Tim.
Mhm.
Can you roll a perception check for me while you're down there?
Absolutely can.
I've just made it so Barry's now in Gruzeel's old room, and Gruzeel will be obviously transferring his stuff from there to
the captain's quarters.
D20 plus 3. 20. Unnatural.
Okay. Working so closely with Umbra, you've noticed a lot of changes.
In him?
Yes. For a parent bird, man, doesn't seem to have any feathers anymore.
Mhm.
Every time his glove relaxes down or his sleeve goes up, all you are met with is white, pale flesh.
Like human flesh.
You're unsure of what it is specifically, but no black feathers.
Weird.
And his mask wobbles a lot more. Not something you would usually notice, but spending all this time with him,
It's sagging.
it's not as strongly sitting as it was before.
Sus.
Yeah. And there's only so much you can hide this now. Like,
I think Tim
You know.
would probably call him on it at some point.
What do you say?
Umbra,
Yes, Tim.
are you quite alright? Your mask is slipping.
To very slowly and deliberately put his hand on his mask and push it slightly back, and then say,
Think nothing of it, Tim.
Oh, what
Continue.
about? But your sleeve is pulling up and revealing.
"Let's go very slowly and deliberately." Put his hand on his sleeve and put it down a bit, and be like,
Continue with your surgery, Tim.
Very well then.
You have much to learn.
And this is the last we ever saw of Tim.
No one can learn my secret.
He was never a bird.
I'm having doubts. I'm having doubts with this. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there one in the black market that was like all flesh? Wasn't there a Birdman in there?
No.
The one that was trying to put on
Yes,
Man, I don't know if he was talking about
It was
flesh.
an arrow croaken, more like
Oh,
a
no.
vulture kind of bird. That's why it
Right.
was more fleshy, sort of around the
Okay,
head and
okay.
neck.
Alright. Okay. That's fine.
Okay, anyone want to RP anything with anyone else, or
I'm just going to catch Barry at some point and tell him congratulations, and then walk off.
okay? He doesn't really say anything. He just because you walk off so quickly. He's... Okay.
Well, I'll kind of like glide off.
Again, questioning look is what you're met with.
One thing I will add actually is during the days, Vela, which I'm assuming got her rapier back, by the way.
Oh yeah, where is Vela?
Did anyone give her
I'm
rapier
getting
back?
Gruzeel,
the gems off it.
yeah, you've taken the gems off it, but I think Gruzeel would have
Are
returned
you
it.
giving me the gems? Because I'll use them for.
I'm guessing there's no pearls on it. They'll probably give it to him, yeah.
Nice. What do I get?
Actually,
off it?
roll for a second. Roll a D100.
Ooh.
Me.
Yes.
D100.
See if there's any pearls on it.
There's 100 pearls.
100.
100.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
Seriously.
there is a pearl on there.
Oh, awesome.
That is.
So, what have
I
I
was
got
like, I'll give him 5%. No way.
No,
Amazing.
brilliant.
So I've got
Wow.
a pearl. Have I got anything else?
No. I think
Considering it was a,
I think
it was
he's
a
gonna keep
crit
the
pearl,
pearl.
can it
Oh,
be a
you're
big
keeping the
pearl?
pearl. Oh, okay.
Well, I was actually going to go around and ask every crew member, do you know where I can find a pearl?
No, there is a
Is it
pearl
worth-
on the sword.
Is it worth 100 gold though?
It is.
need
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
For that.
But at now 100, I think it's. I think it's definitely.
Come on, Alarias. Do you want your memories back? This is the way. I need that pearl.
No, you don't need the pearl.
No, you don't.
I thought I
Gems.
needed gems.
Yeah,
Pearl
gems,
isn't
not
a
pearls.
gem.
Oh yeah.
I need
yeah,
to identify. That's why I need
Yeah.
the pearl.
Ah,
But there are gems on it.
But
though.
there are other gems on it, which
Oh,
makes
okay.
it
Sorry, what other gems do I get off it?
just general crystals. I'd say you probably get a cobalt,
Picture.
maybe some ruby,
Yeah,
a ruby.
Yeah, there's like these dark
Okay.
green ones, like jade and rubies. I think. By the looks of it.
Jade, jade as well. Yeah.
And a jade. Okay, so I've got an uncut gem, a cobalt, a ruby, and a jade. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be playing around with those.
Okay. Cool. Right. So it will take you some time to grind that down. All you've got is Tinkerer tools.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
the
fine.
other thing I
I'll
wanted
do-
to get to was Vela is spending her time trying to be friendly with the crew and get in with that, get on their good side, helping them, trying to be like a mentor figure, I guess. If you basically trying to
She's trying to sell her brand, basically.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not toying mutiny yet, but
Trying to show she can
Yeah.
help
yeah,
when they need it.
she's more capable,
Okay.
That's what she's trying to do.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I made someone roll a history check. There's something we can do, because I've seen another stream do it, and I thought it could be quite interesting. And I'm going to leave it up to the person this history check is for. Alarias, Either everybody else can take their headphones off while I tell you vocally
Oh,
That's clever.
this
I
memory,
like that.
or I can write it to you.
I
Now,
think-
obviously, if I tell you vocally, there is a chance that they can watch this back later and find out. But it's up to you on whether or not you think Alarias would be comfortable with that, or whether you want it in text or speech or whatever.
No, I'll do the headphones off. I'm interested. Yeah.
Headphones off.
I think I like that.
He's fairly open.
You know what you can
Right.
do, Arthur? Everyone can click deafen, and you can see it in the
No,
chat.
I think it's just easier to like.
But
we
if
can all
you
see our
all
headphones
take
off.
your headphones off, I can just wave at you when done.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's better.
Okay.
That includes you, Haiss. I know you.
Yeah,
That's what I
no.
was thinking of. I can click the deafen thing.
Are we being told secrets?
Yeah, so we have to take the
So
headphones off. While he's
everybody take your headphones off.
Yep.
Apart from Alarias. I'm gonna wave at everybody when done. Okay. Alarias. You fall into a sleep while trancing. A deep meditation. And during this meditation, you find yourself going down something like a river. Or at least it feels that way. You're moving at such a speed that it must be some kind of current or river or something along those lines. You keep going further and further until you find suddenly you're walking in a busy street, following someone. They dart down a dark alley, you dart down it too. You stand across from each other. Now, Alarias, we have some privacy. I believe you're still heartbroken on one such love you missed so dreadfully. All I would like to offer you is a chance to get her back. Favor for a favor, of course. Now, how do you feel about such an offer? What do you
Do I
say?
get to reply?
Yeah, you get to reply.
She's the one thing I ever loved.
I know, so my sources tell me. And you see him wrap his fingers around the other hand, and there's a sense of arcane about him when he does this. I've been honing certain skills and making friends in high places, and I think perhaps I could achieve such a thing for you. But at a cost, of course.
Of course.
Now, I can't deny your current situation gives me a lot of pleasure to be involved with. You still under Captain Branimir Bloodbeard?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Now, I ask only one thing. I will contact you in your mind, through a message, all sorts of possibilities. And I will request information back. I will know if you are lying. And I will most likely be doing this in your sleep. So don't worry about anybody else. It's completely private.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well,
Taking a big risk here.
I am an officer of the law. I am honorable indeed. I would not wish to betray a deal once a deal is made. I simply ask you this. How much can you trust Branimir Bloodbeard to bring back what you truly want most? A man who is a captain of a vessel? or a man who was captain of an entire continent?
He'll get to reply.
You can.
Alarias will say, okay, seeing as you're a man of the law, I want you to swear on it that if I give you this information, you'll bring my love back.
Puts up a hand. Just goes. Scout's honor.
I mean, yeah, he's desperate, so for that sort of thing.
Okay. The dream fades.
Yeah.
Karen walking, remnants of a memory inside a memory inside a memory of just seeing your love's face again. You're filled with joy and a sudden want, and then as you go on, you find some guilt wraps around you, and there's some sickness in this. You feel stricken with illness at such thought that you would betray Branimir, but at the same time you can understand the situation you were in. How could you not? And then you wake up.
Damn.
Hey, what's going on?
We're back.
Hello.
Oh, are we all back?
Wait, you all back? Yep. Everybody
Yeah.
back? Yep.
Back.
Okay,
Right, that was long.
Yeah, he's gonna write that all down.
cool. Right, my child is crying like crazy. Okay, I'm gonna try and get to this.
You can go if you need.
I'll just finish. I might finish in a bit, depending on.
Yep.
You arrive at Tortle Island. A small, darkened cloud overhead with the vibrant plant life covering, almost like an oasis surrounded by an edge of beach. Who goes on board? If you guys want to figure that out, while I just quickly.
Yep. So we're all going to the island, right?
Pretty much.
Scope it out and then take all the bodies over. Do we have like a? How are we going
Yeah.
to take the bodies from the ship to the
We'll need a few journeys,
island?
I'd imagine.
Like, do we only have the one raft?
We have two longboats.
We have two longboats, and
Two longboats.
I mean, I assume there's a way of lowering them into the water.
Yes, that's how we
Yeah.
get them on and off the boat.
Yes, I mean, because there's nothing like shown here, but I assume there is some way. So we would just
Just
load
with
the
rope,
bodies.
yeah.
How are we going to
on
burn
there,
the
probably
bodies?
take.
Like chuck
Huh?
them in the pit or something? Are we going to chuck the bodies in like a pit or something?
We'll probably make some
Just
kind of like
cantrips.
probably to make some kind of pyre and like
Yeah, just
Some more
pile
on
them
it.
up, you know.
Yeah.
not pile them up, but lay them one against one along, in a line, and set fire to the whole thing. I think
Right.
that'd probably be the best
Yeah,
way.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember, there's a lot of trees on Tortilla, so we'll just use those.
Okay. Have we long rested after at this point? now
Yes,
that
we
we're
have.
here?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
done. Yeah, so we've got a long rest.
Press the button.
So you can press that. Yeah, you press that button. But yeah, I think scoping it out. See Benjamin, and I mean, I think it's also worth checking it out because like last time we left here, it was like desolate. I believe, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was pretty run down.
Yeah, we left it as it was after it was attacked by the fleet. So
Yeah. So the fact that it's
it
like
was-
this lush is curious. I mean, considering that we
Benjamin's
probably
been
have
up
no faith in Benjamin, like there could be something else going on.
It is by the light of joy live.
Maybe, but
No, yes, it is. I know it.
we should probably scope it out first. Make
Yes.
sure Benjamin's okay. Well, Barry's here to take charge. You can stay here and take charge of that ship. Me, you, Alarias. We'll take Umbra, because Umbra. Yeah, that's probably enough. We'll just take us four, I think. We'll scope it out. I think in the meantime, I think Dalwood should probably get to repairing some of the ship. Now we're docked. We sustained heavy damage. from that fight with, well, from the run-in with the fleet. So we'll have all hands repairing the ship while we're gone.
And then we'll head over, I guess. We'll just take the one boat, I assume, because there's only 4 of us going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what this looks like. It's not worth taking anything. Don't think. Actually, how many days did we say that we travelled for? Because I haven't taken anything out of the our food and water supply. So he said it was 3 days.
I
After
wouldn't
that,
change anything until he's back.
okay. Fair enough.
Because it's not worth having to then have to change it back and change it forward if I have to. It's easier to change it once.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to go check on my rice.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
I'm very curious on what's going on with Umbra, and I'm wondering at what point,
How's that going on?
like, it's gonna have to happen at some point that he's like attacked, and like the mask will fly off, like, on a nat 1 or something, or a nat 20 or something. Like
You must have
something's
known
gonna.
that killing Tree Lifter also was not going to let you have him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know,
This
unless
was
you've done
Tim's
something
scheme
already.
as much as it was my scheme. He couldn't have done it alone.
Yeah.
But I mean,
don't.
I can imagine why you did it was to get his body for the morgue for your master, like a new body.
Yeah, because he's a strong body, isn't he?
I imagine that's part of the motivation as to why. But there's no
Mm.
way in whatever logic that they were going to be able to let Tree Lifter be part of that.
Maybe he just figured that Gruzeel just wouldn't care. Maybe banking on Gruzeel's niceness rather than his sort of more informed.
Better to take the chance, I guess.
Risk
'Cause
outing yourself. I mean, that's you got some lucky rolls on the insights.
Who?
You guys.
Yeah.
That's why I took the lucky points for potential schemes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I do wonder when that.
If you're playing a sneaky character, you have to take lucky because otherwise too much hinges on chance. You need lucky to force through your lies.
I think especially with like the way Umbra's built himself, like no one's going to trust a word that he says. Like I think literally anything Umbra has to do to explain himself, people are going to be insight checking on you. Like just.
Which was also Italian. No one believed Italian ever, so I had to take lucky to help me go with my lies.
You need lucky for many more reasons than that. You use lucky a lot.
It's because I use it to lie so much. Because every time I have lucky, I'm
no, it was even
The
outside
problem,
of
I don't know how
lying.
you. Also, I don't know how you're going to handle with the gritty realism resting because, like, though you've used 2
Multiple reasons
You've
for
got
that
1.
rule.
You've got
well,
1
we've long
now
rested now, haven't
for a
we?
week.
No, I'm back because we've long rested.
No. You long rested. You used those points before you long. Just
No, but we've just
basically
had one,
and
right?
your long rest.
We're at Tortilla.
Yeah. That was only a couple of days after. You haven't had a long rest since.
So you've used the points.
So
When
you've
was our
used
last
2.
long rest?
So we leveled up, rested,
Oh,
and then
okay,
you used the points.
And then it was the morning.
Yep, makes sense.
So yeah, you're down 2. Right. So the plan is the 4 of us are going to go to the Tortilla to scope it out first because it's a bit suspect that someone like Benjamin was able to make it so lush. So we're going to investigate first, make sure nothing's wrong, and then move the bodies over.
Okay.
We travel-wise, since the fight, did you say it was 3 days?
Yeah, it was about 3 days. Basically, this is the 3rd day.
This is the 3rd day, so I need to take away 2 days worth of food and water.
Don't forget, you lost 2 harpoons / ballista.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that while we were doing it.
Cool,
So
just
that's
checking.
fine. Cool. Yeah, got 3 ballista ammo, 1 mangonel. 4 mangonels left.
Okay.
Cool. That's fine. Right. Then yeah. So Gruzeel, Tim, Umbra, and Alarias are going to be getting in a boat.
Umbra's gonna stay and work on his on the gems. He's going to keep grinding them down.
You're going. Well, Gruzeel's told you that you need to come because he doesn't trust you on the ship.
I mean, you can't really do anything in the morgue.
So, well,
you have to
okay,
RP that.
right.
He wants to.
Sorry,
He wants to work on the gems.
Man.
Look, are you gonna disobey a direct order?
No, yeah, as in you have to RP it because Umbra's very intent on his work right now. So you'd have to come RP, like telling him.
Yeah.
Especially
Umbra.
the shit you pulled with Tree Lifter.
Umbra, we're going to go investigating an island. The island Tim is from.
How quaint. I have work that needs to be done.
That may be, but you're coming with us.
I don't understand why I'm needed.
You don't need to.
I thought better of you, Gruzeel.
Wow. Let's go.
Are you saying I should blindly follow your orders?
That's generally what happens when there's a captain.
A good captain explains his full process.
Okay. I don't consider. Let's just. Do I need to really go over the whole tree lifter situation again?
I thought
No, Umbra.
that it was clear I acted in self-defense.
Oh,
Are you saying I should have allowed him to kill me?
I don't doubt it started as self-defense. How it ended, though, may have gone a bit too far. Now,
So, do you think I should have allowed myself to be killed?
no. But like I said, you're supposed to be a medical professional. I believe, with your experience.
Yes, I'm not a combatant. I'm not a combatant. I'm a surgeon.
Yeah. And what, you don't incapacitate people. You can only work on corpses, can you?
Yes.
Well, that's
You kept the brain guy alive for a long time.
Yeah, but he was like restrained and stuff. He wasn't trying to strangle.
Anyway, we're going.
Okay, Umbra will get up.
Okay. I've already put you all on the beach, so
That's a good.
Right. So yeah, I think what we'll end up doing.
Well, I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't seeing it. This place was not like this. But when we left, I mean, has it ever looked like this, Tim?
Well, not quite this vibrant. As I said, it's the work of Joyleith.
I think at the very least we should try and look for Benjamin.
Yes, of course,
He can
yes.
explain what's going on.
Who's Benjamin?
He is an acquaintance of ours that we had with us.
I see.
But we were at capacity and we decided, well, yeah, it was decided that he would stay here and create a fort or a base of operations, as it were, while Tim came with us. Now, it'd be interesting to see what the fruit of his labor is. If this indeed is the fruit of his labor, I think even more interested in finding him on how he did such a thing.
okay. So with just a quick description of where you are as a reminder, the island is circular in shape, more like a donut with a central pool of water. Now, from last time it was mainly beach all around, but this time there is a lot of greenery coming from the center pool, and that pool is filled from a running waterfall that is on top of this pillar-like cliff, almost like a tower, natural tower, that, as you remember from before, has a cave behind the waterfall. Tim, no Tortle has ever been on the top of this tower-like pillar cliff. It is considered a sacred thing. And last time we were here, before even recordings were happening or streamings, there was a jade statue of Joylith in that cave, which then turned into flowers. To summarize.
Okay. I didn't catch a lot of that if that was important to me because my headset disconnected and reconnected. You can give me the gist if you want.
It was
Right.
all for you.
It was pretty much all for you.
No, I heard. I literally heard Tim. No Tortle has ever seen, and then you cut out completely.
Right. Okay. No Tortle has ever seen the top of this pillar-like cliff.
I remember.
It's considered sacred.
Mhm.
Inside was a cave. It had the jade statue of Joylif, which then turned into
With the
flowers
flowers.
before you.
Yeah, where you guys first met me.
Yes.
Mhm.
It is all looking incredibly vibrant now. There is more of an oasis, grass, plant life around the central pool of water, surrounded by this island donut shape with the pillar on one side with the waterfall leading into it. Where your huts were is now become overgrown with vines and other such sort of jungle, almost creating new life in the death of it.
Right. I mean, this is kind of where you're from, Tim. So I'll kind of leave navigating to you.
Yes.
Well, I suppose we just left Benjamin on the beach, right? So we'll head
Yeah.
back towards the old village.
Yeah.
The charred village.
Makes sense.
As soon as Alarias steps on the island, he hasn't been here before. He's just going to say, "Wait, turtles lived here?
Yes, we had a great civilization.
Your
You wouldn't
people lived here?
understand.
God, I better watch my step then."
You better get your back on that boat.
Well, to be fair, they're all dead. So, it's Tim's
Okay,
the only one that's alive.
We're safe then. We're safe. Okay.
Well, didn't they, like, rise up as weird zombie things for a bit?
Just for a fleeting moment.
Fleeting. Okay. Completely safe. 100% safe.
Alarias and Gruzeel, while sort of having this discussion, you hear voices. Voices. Two voices, but not Benjamin Buckles. He was a very distinct voice, and you can't hear his.
No.
What you hear is a very gruffly voice, and I would say probably a much lighter toned voice in comparison. You see. Now, I'm going to do this in order of importance. No offense, Haiss, but this is Matt's character. Matt, would you like to describe what they see?
You see a elven woman with bright pink hair, and she's got green skin, but she's very clearly an elf. She has a staff. I think I got the picture. I'll zoom in a bit on my just that the viewers can get. She has a staff of. This has like a skull. It's not an actual skull, but it looks like a skull of some sort. And she has white eyes. She has no pupils whatsoever. Eyes completely white. Well, the way she looks, she doesn't look like she's blind, but her eyes are. There is no pupils there.
Okay.
Is
There like an outline? Is there like an outline of a pupil or anything to go by, or is it literally just all
It's
plain?
just pure white. Well, all of it's white.
Okay. Is it illuminating in any way?
No, it's just white.
No, just white. Okay. All right.
She's got bright pink hair and she's got green skin, but she's very clearly an elf, though.
And next to her, if you'd like to describe your character as
Yep.
your
So
backup NPC character.
yep, this is my backup. He's pretty wild looking guy. He's got like kind of like pulled back. I don't know if you can see the token. It's kind of like braided, kind of like pulled. You know, like a Viking or like a Norse kind of dude. He's topless. Yeah, and he's wearing like a loincloth type thing. Like it's like a long one, you know. It's not like a savage one, but you know that kind of like furry loinclothy type thing. He's pretty like muscular. He's probably got like a lot of scars, like crisscrossing all over his body. He looks a bit kind of like feral, like a bit wild. He's kind of like looking around, eyes roving around. And I'm gonna say actually he's got like tribal kind of like marking tattoos on him as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Just want to say, in regards to the token, that is Hass's paying me for a commission.
Woo!
Nice.
Woo. First
that's
ever,
cool.
yay.
Very nice.
A nice axe, I see that.
Yeah.
The axe is crucial.
Does it
Just
come back when you throw it?
Just to be clear.
Come back after you throw it.
Yeah, you'll see.
That's not. Alright. And you two are aware that these 4 people have just come onto the beach and are seemingly looking around and now looking at you.
Howdy, y'all. Well, welcome to the lovely little island we're on.
The what?
The lovely little island we're on.
Oh, I thought you said some sort of name.
Oh yes, I understand.
Are these small people?
Well, good day to you.
Whoa.
Oh my word. That's
He's
really
got it.
quiet. I don't know that else you guys. That was
It
really
was quiet. Yeah, it was quite quiet.
I can just hear it, but yeah.
Oh,
it's a bit quiet.
let me try and boost it in the background.
I believe introductions are in order. I am Captain Gruzeel of the Bone Blade.
Bone blade? Yes, bone blade.
I can't quite hear y'all over there. I'll come over. She'll come skipping over.
Oh, I want to use the voice, but I don't know how to make it louder.
As I was saying,
Well, howdy. How's it going?
howdy. I am Captain Gruzeel of.
Why is that the ball break over there? My God,
Well, it's
haven't
called
seen
the
that
Bone.
ship in 100 years.
I mean, okay, what?
That's amazing.
Okay. It's called the
I
Bone Blade
gotta
now.
write this down. Bear with me 1 second.
Bone,
brings out
bone
another
Blade. Blade. It's
That's the
not
bo-
cutlery.
That's the bone breaker.
It got changed.
Changed. Why would you
Yeah.
change the name of a ship?
I mean, the previous captain renamed it. It's a long story.
She was
But
very
anyway.
radical.
Yes, well, it's called the Bone Blade. Anyway, as you said, I'm Captain Gruzeel. This is Umbra, my mortician. Alarias, my
Mortician.
Boss Wayne.
Wait, where was it? Was it?
boatswain, and Tim, our head surgeon, doctor.
Doctor.
Why
And
do
you-
y'all have a
and-
mortician on a ship?
People die.
We deal with a lot of dead.
Yes.
How much death do you need to have a mortician?
Have you not seen the boat?
I mean,
Have
we've
you
got
not
a
seen the
ship made
bodies?
I mean, we have a ship made of bones. I mean,
I'm
death
aware.
tends to.
I'm aware. I've seen the ship before, but you do
I used
not
to
look
be the
like any
doctor.
of the people who used to be on that ship.
No, you see, it's a long story. They died. They became undead. We helped them. They revived the ship and then was put to rest. And they gave us the ship. It's a very long process. We can, it's not really important.
That
Anyway,
doesn't sound like. Why would a pirate give you a ship? What?
I mean,
You can
that's down to them, isn't it?
You can tell us now if you stole the ship.
Well,
it's okay.
Could you?
Well, I'm
Could you
not
at least
gonna-
No,
tell
we
I'm
us-
not gonna judge
inherited it from a friendly ghost.
I'm not gonna judge you for stealing the ship.
Well,
We're pirates. It doesn't matter what it means we got it. We have it. It's under our ownership.
Fair.
Leo?
And we've introduced ourselves. It's common courtesy for you now to introduce yourselves.
Why, I am Elazar Estidio at your service. I am a researcher of many things, and I'm currently on the hunt for many artifacts. If you have no idea of any artifacts, I will be grateful. Understand?
I don't have any. And you, shirtless fellow.
I can't find a way to boost the volume. I'll fix it next time. But he'll kind of like stomp over and he'll be like,
I am Bjorn. Is
Well,
there
He's
some-
not, he's not the chattiest
We're
of
all-
fellows, but
I mean, we're all born at some point. I mean, that's not a good
Bjorn.
description. Bjorn,
Are you trying to be funny?
trust me, I'm never funny, really. I get laughed at a lot, but I don't think it's the same.
He means no insult, Bjorn.
Then this is good. I see many of you, I mean, many of us, other people, often make mockery.
Oh, that's just not very nice.
No,
You know, I get mocked for, my lack of skin and the fact that I've got scales. You know,
And
and,
ideally being green.
yes, it's exactly, maybe you know a bit of this as well, Elazora. It's difficult being
I'm
green.
not green.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we're green, you're
I'm not
shirtless, and it's, it's
What?
the discriminatory world. We
I mean,
know
it's
it.
hard to look at sometimes.
I don't get many. I don't get any issues with my looks. I'll have you know.
Oh, fair enough. You're lucky. Anyway, I don't suppose you know of a. Okay, how many of you? Are there a lot of you here, or is it like just you two?
Just us two. We've been on the island for a few days at least.
You've been on the island a couple of days. You have not met anyone else.
The bright stars have passed over twice.
I think that means 2 days in his language.
Okay.
But 2 days. Well, I believe we're the only ones currently decorating this island.
So you've not found any humans by the name of Benjamin? He
Well,
has like a lisp. He has like one
I
shoe.
must admit, I've not been looking for anybody, but
Another
my
human.
hawk has not found anything either. So,
You have a hawk.
why yes, he's my friend. He could do many things.
I mean, okay. Has he not found a person
I
or any
told you no.
corpses?
We're the only two people painting this island.
Is your hawk out now?
It's around. I wouldn't say it's out. It's out, but it's around. It's not
Can you
near
do a perception check for your hawk?
Perception. With a hawky hawk. Good old Rotty boy. Alright, hawky. Perception. Advantage on perception checks, which is handy.
Nice. Good old hawks.
Good old hawks. That's a 22.
Nice.
Sorry, say that again.
That's a 22.
The cloud overhead is getting bigger, and it's seemingly focused on a singular point above the pillar. Your hawk notices this, and it also sees moving rock on the top of the pillar. There seems to be some kind of ruin there, which you would know from him telling you before, but you didn't see a way up before.
I have not seen any person. But this storm seems to be centered on the pillory over there.
Tim,
Have you been here before? Is that why? Or have you not come
we
here
have-
by chance?
me and Tim have been here before. Both first for like Umbra and Alarias. We're kind of looking for our friend Benjamin. We left him here, and we're basically checking in on him. Was all of this like this when you got here?
Apart from a few of fruits and such being eaten by us too, and there's nothing changed.
So it means it was like Benjamin must have potentially done something. Tim, is there any other place Benjamin could be?
Lightning suddenly strikes at the top of the pillar.
That's unnerving.
We should check the ruins of the village.
I believe that is the first time that's happened so far.
But
Yeah,
it's
but
not bad.
it's been a clear day.
And-
Something else you notice while you're looking up is that the cloud is only around
Yeah.
this island.
If that ain't suspicious, and it ain't Umbra, I don't know what is.
Okay,
Umbra
you must,
doesn't confirm my boy.
Yeah, man. I think
you
it's
must
probably
allow
worth
me
checking.
to investigate first.
Investigate what? The village?
No,
We're gonna do the cliff first, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the cliff.
Are you? Is Tim comfortable with that? Because Tortles don't go there.
He's not comfortable with people climbing to the top. No Tortle's ever climbed to the top, right? But
No
he's
Tortle's
been
ever
under
climbed
an
to the
inn
top.
before. And
Well,
I
a lot of
mean, you know, it's a
The
new world.
waterfall cave.
Tim's a
kind of thing.
changed man.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing is like we're gonna have to get to the top.
Yeah, let's head to the plunge pool. There's the shrine inside that might.
Yeah, so you
explain
going
the
into the cave bit.
Yes.
Question is, do we bring anyone else with us for this?
Tim has no opinion either way, I'm afraid.
No.
Depends on if you feel like you need to go now or if you're going to go check with the ship and come back and see what happens with time spent. Another lightning strike happens at the top of the.
Yeah, I
By the
mean,
way-
it seems like...
No. We're gonna do it. Don't worry. One thing I want to mention actually, because you weren't here, I've instructed Dalwood and the remaining crew to focus fixing the ship.
Okay.
We've not repaired the ship since our encounter, so I want them to use this downtime to repair.
Okay.
While we're gone.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with us. I'm trying because the only other person I could think of was bring Artorias along with us, but or Tiberius or something. But I think if we've got you two, these two as well, then we should be okay.
Another lightning strike at the top of the cliff.
Okay, Lightning. We got the idea. We're coming. I don't suppose you two want to follow us to find, help us out? I mean, help the area.
us.
I mean,
Have you been up there?
No, I don't like the lightning.
Get the
He's so
lightning.
good.
A big guy
A
like
guy
you.
without a top, yeah.
Say again.
A big guy like you, afraid of lightning.
Is there something wrong with that?
I'm just confirming.
He's gonna get like
Hey,
stomped
hey,
like
now.
right over and be like,
There's nothing wrong with being.
Bjorn. Remember that happened last time.
gnashes his teeth.
What happened last time?
yeah.
I want to know now. You've got me intrigued.
Another
No,
lightning
no.
strike at the top of the cliff.
Oh my god.
We'll help
it
y'all.
like-
We'll help y'all for passes on your ship. Maybe crew, if you if you look good enough, we'll help you out. We'll do you a favor being your crew.
Can you scrub the decks?
Scrub the decks.
We'll worry about rolls later. For now,
Seems volatile.
Could be another tree hugger.
anyway,
Yes.
tree lifter.
Bjorn-
Anyway,
Bjorn will kind of lean down to Gruzeel and say,
Do you speak for the others?
no. Anyway,
Do you have any muscles?
I have muscles, sir.
Anyway, we'll discuss roles later. For now, let's deal with whatever this lightning business is. It seems like it's something wants us up there. So, we'll go there first. You can join our crew. We can discuss roles and your specialties and whatever later.
We'll join your crew if you're good enough.
Bjorn
Fine.
nods.
We'll do you the
I'll let-
favor of joining your crew. You're not gonna do us the favor.
Another lightning strike at the top of the cliff.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I'm just telling you what's happening right now.
No.
We'll let you guys be the judge of that. Now, I guess we'll go.
And then, yeah, Gruzeel will start motioning people to move, and we'll start heading towards it. We'll go via the village, though. So we'll walk through the village, assuming that's on the way. Walk through the village to this pillar.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing with the bodies? Just leaving them on the...
On the ship
Beach.
for now, because
Alright.
that stuff's best done in the evening anyway. So we'll do that later. We'll get this sorted, and then because we still need to find Benjamin. That's the sort of immediate thing at the moment.
Bjorn's gonna sniff everyone who goes by.
Of course.
Needs to make sure they're okay.
I wonder if you sniff the fact that Umbra's. I don't
Not
know.
okay.
That's what you wouldn't.
Who
You know.
knows?
It depends if anything weird's going on with skin. What I don't know. It smells like wet bird or something.
A thunderous boom from the top of the cliff, and this time rocks fall down. But when they land sort of around, none of them seemingly hitting you, but they all seem to be man-made.
Bjorn roars back at the sky.
Okay. Well, this is the first they're inviting us. Now they're trying to keep us away. Either way, more reason to go there. But just, be careful. Falling rocks and such.
So
How-
yeah,
how-
we'll Sorry.
How big are the rocks, Arthur? Are they like man-sized rocks?
They look like stone used for a castle, kind of. I'm talking like big
chunks, yeah.
stone and man-made. They seem
Like
chipped away, carved, that kind of thing.
Do they look scarred or like charred from the lightning?
Charred from lightning and crumbled on one edge as if a shockwave and cracked in some places.
Nice. Okay. Do we see anything going through the village?
Um,
Oh, sorry.
It is just covered in vines and wraps up. The ashy remains are kind of like crumbling against the strength of the vines.
Can I do my find familiar thing where like I can use my senses, I can see what the hawk is seeing personally. I'll put like my hand on Bjorn's shoulder and be like, just lead on, I'll see what's going on.
Okay, how close is your hawk getting?
50 feet.
50 feet.
I'm
Okay.
going to be 30 feet.
It's right above though. It was like, well, it needs to be close enough to see what's going on.
Your hawk.
Suspense.
Oh god, the annoying thing is I didn't have all the tokens in at the right time.
So I'm forcing your hand. Sorry, DM.
It's alright. It's alright. Don't worry. Force my hand. I did not realise I could mass select layers. Right, because you're flying overhead, you'll see all of it. Now, there is a ruin at the top. So I'm going to move you to the map because this is essentially everything your hawk sees.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there is this ruin, these piled stone-high walls that have been crumbled and battered on top of this pillar-like shape, and there is water running on the edge of this ruin that goes down to the waterfall. As it's flying over, you see this humanoid shape with like a dark seaweed blackened robe that kind of drapes down on a wet on his wet body, sort of somewhere in the center. Hold on, let me just.
Is the map visible to everybody else?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's weird. I can't.
Refresh.
Just use your refresh. Looks like.
I did. I can see that.
As
That's weird.
as you as it flies over, you see that there is this other humanoid, seemingly in tattered clothes, with a rucksack on his back, his hair very long, a beard very long, and he is hiding in the corner of this ruin, seemingly away from this other being more in the center. Now, I need to know what everyone knows languages.
Well, okay. So we're assuming we got there basically at this point.
Nope.
Ooh.
So
Umbra speaks Elvish, Draconic, and Common.
I know Sylvan, Elvish,
Oh,
Dwarvish,
Sylvan.
Common.
Yeah, sorry.
Common, deep speech, draconic, elvish, and I have a fun little feat that if the
I've got
thing
Aquacommon.
is an aberration, beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has a swimming speed, I can understand it and respond telepathically within 120 feet.
the hell is that?
Oh.
Okay, that's a crazy thing. Anyway,
Interesting. Okay.
my
I will
ones are
keep that in mind.
my ones are common, draconic, sylvan, and undercommon.
I thought Sylvan was Elvish, by the way.
No,
My-
Sylvan's
is,
like Fae.
tree speech,
Sylvan is Fey language.
Ah, okay. I speak Sylvan then, not Elvish.
Like dryads and fairies and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
things like that.
What about Tim? What's Tim's known languages? Tim looking blankly at me now. Nothing.
Hang on, I'll have a look while he's on. While he's
I'm
somewhere.
here.
Oh,
Oh, what languages do you know?
Oh, I said Aquan and Common.
Aquan and Common.
and Abyssal and Deep Speech, according to your thing.
Oh, and Abyss and Deep Speech. I don't think I have Deep Speech.
Apparently, what have you got it from? You've got it from.
From going to the deep.
It doesn't say where you got it from. That's weird. Normally, if you hover over it, it tells you where it came from. But
Maybe not because you're not a DM, so you can't see.
I can see from Aquan and Common, it came from the fact that he's a Tortle, but I'm not sure where it come from. I can only imagine it's because of your
Background.
class or background or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
background, I guess.
I'll trust there's a reason it's on the sheet.
Yeah.
So, you hear... Okay, we're going to do the headphone thing again. Everybody take their headphones off. And that is everybody, apart from... Nope. Damn it, Dom. Apart from Dom.
Apart from me.
Yes.
It must be like deep or something spooky then.
Okay.
Sorry, why can I hear this? Isn't Matt's Raven hearing it?
Yeah, I'm
No.
hearing, and I'm hearing through my Raven.
So what I'll say, well... I'll tell you what you hear, and then I'll explain what everybody else hears.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody, headphones off. Right. You hear... My time has come. I will be released. Take this being of Joylif as a sacrifice to thee. My mother will be appeased. And I will consume.
Does it sound like Benjamin?
No.
Okay.
This is abyssal.
Okay, so not a voice I've heard before.
Not a voice you've heard before. This is
Okay.
abyssal, it's very deep, it's very long. Now, everybody headphones on.
Share your
Right. Everybody, from the bottom of this pillar, you hear a deep groaning noise. It is contorted and twisted. It is bellowing. And you can't understand any of it.
We must hurry!
Roar back again.
Is your friend of yours a friend of seaweed, or is he tend to wear scrags?
Oh, he was wearing kind of tattered clothes when we left him, so I don't really know. I mean, we left him like months ago, so anything could have happened, really.
I just need one more thing from all of you.
Mhm.
Can you all make a charisma saving throw?
Charisma saving.
Special.
That is unnatural 20.
17.
10.
Cool.
18.
Cool.
Is it a charm?
16.
Should I roll for
Lars?
Bjorn as well? Or
Yeah, roll for Bjorn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 19.
I have a feeling Bjorn's not very charismatic. We should take a stat look.
Lars, what'd you get?
Me?
Lars? Yep.
Oh, 10, yeah, 10, yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nope.
Bjorn got a 5.
Bjorn and Alarias, you are now frightened.
What? No one frightens Bjorn!
Apart from the lightning.
Apart from
Yeah.
lightning.
You are now frightened for a minute. You do not want to go to the top of that pillar. And I think... No, we can go a little bit longer. But you are terrified of going to the top of that pillar. No problem with going into the cave or anything like that, but you do not want to get any closer to the top of that pillar. You are frightened.
Just for a minute, is it? Or is it just for a minute?
Yes, it's just for a minute.
Okay.
But you feel this innate terror inside you. Whether, after that minute is finished, you decide that is a response to now no longer fear that terror or not, is up to you.
I see. So it's a deep primal fear.
Deep primal terror
Beyond Crest's
of going
alarms.
anywhere near that.
There
Do
are
we go
bad
into the
things
cave?
on the top of that hill. Unnatural. Bjorn will not go up there.
Are you sure? Like, so hang on a minute. You're
Don't put me on this scaly man. I will not
Leave
be
him,
going to
let's
top of that
go!
hill.
I mean, fine.
We must make haste.
If you change your mind, go upwards, I guess.
I'm just gonna stay here with Bjorn.
Ha!
Well, with the lining going on, he's
Just
gonna
as
make
I
sure he's safe.
expected.
But we're gonna need you, Alarias, because if there's
No, I'm good.
No, let him stay here with his foul, dirty magics.
I don't want to desecrate the turtle.
Yes,
but the
yes,
thing
you've
is,
done
the
enough
thing is,
desecrating as it is. Go back to the ship.
the thing is,
Scum.
Another lightning strike happens.
See?
Where's the lightning strike from? As the hawk can see.
It's coming from the cloud and it's landing directly into the ruin. I think because it's such a bright flash of light, I'd say you don't know where it's exactly targeting, but it's going straight into the ruin.
I'm just going to say,
I think I should stay here as well.
oh my god, what is it? Green only. Come on.
We must make
Alarias.
haste.
Freaks only.
Freak!
That's,
Hey now!
remember,
no right.
Alarias,
I'm
I'm
an
still your
elf. Well,
captain.
you are an elf. You have no right to talk to me in that way.
I mean, a green elf
Who's
is.
your
a new-
mother? I'm going to talk to your mother.
Tim's going to start walking towards the pillar.
Cool.
Alarias, remember, I am your captain. You still can't talk to me like that.
I mean, we're just joking about here.
Right. Anyway, Alarias, I really could do with your expertise as a magic user. If there's anything magic or foul, especially with what's going on up there, because it ain't natural. I need your help.
Picked up magic many years ago. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure you'd be safe within her hands.
I've
if not,
seen many a thing in my life.
Are you trying to say that they know magic better than you do?
Another lightning strike happens.
I'm just saying right now, I'm not in any state to go in there.
Gruzeel, you all got a ship of cowards. I do not feel comfortable being part of your crew if you got a ship of cowards.
Well, I
Now,
guess
I'm
we'll
going
have
to
to
go up there and see what's going on because I'm mighty curious.
Just use her as bait and just go in, Gruzeel. Go on.
I heard that, you fool.
I would never do such a thing, Alarias. You know that. Now, if you do want to stay down here, that's fine. If you do change your mind, you know which way to go. Umbra, you've got no excuse. What's your excuse?
I'm terrified.
Another lightning strike happens.
What is wrong with you people?
And Elazar's going with him.
Yeah, Gruzeel will go as well.
actually, wait, I'm just going to be like,
What do we think is up there?
Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing. It ain't normal.
I've actually got over my fear.
I bet you have.
Umbra will go.
I mean, has it been a minute with all this conversation?
Umbra was never. Umbra was never
Almost.
afraid. He just didn't want to go, but he's reconsidered.
There's a man in seaweed and a man in rags.
How much time has passed, Arthur? Am I there yet?
Yeah, so you get to the cave probably around now.
Thank you.
When you get in there, there is a staircase
Which wasn't there
that
before.
was never there before, and it is stone.
The altar?
The altar's gone.
I mean, yeah.
Any corpses or anything like that?
No corpses.
Up the stairs.
Yeah, Gruzeel will follow.
Umbra's most displeased, but he'll go up.
Yeah, Gruzeel will follow up the stairs
I think
after
it's
Tim.
Umbra. He's the most cowardly character, but his most brave character is actually too afraid to go.
He's just very focused. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
if something that's towards his goal, that's it. Nothing will stop him.
Yeah, he's quite interested in what. He was never frightened. Bjorn actually got the frightened, and he's refusing to go.
From inside the stairs, you hear more thunder and more lightning.
Not a fight going on up there.
Tim,
Uh-huh.
you feel Joylift's presence very, very strongly here, and as you ascend the stairs, it becomes stronger and stronger until you feel you can see some light. You hear a voice, "Help him! Quickly!"
Help who?
Nothing.
Do you shout that out loud?
Yeah.
So from lower down the stairs, you guys hear that. By the time they're this far up the stairs, Alarias, your frightened ends, Bjorn's frightened ends. Whether you feel like that character would still feel frightened from feeling frightened, it's up to you.
No, Lars would go for it. He's been called a coward, so he needs to prove himself.
Okay,
Somewhere.
cool. So you go after, you see what they see, you get through.
Bjorn was gonna pull him back.
There's
Really?
unnatural things on that hill, little man. You should stay here.
Listen, Bjorn, we need your muscles up there. Come on,
I am very
fight
muscular.
the fear. Fight the fear.
I wasn't
I am-
afraid.
I am very muscly.
I wasn't
sure
afraid. I just don't like lightning.
I'm sure you've been learning to fight all your life. Just fight this fear and get through it, like any battle.
Is that what people like me and you do?
Why? fight the fear.
I see. Very well then. I will accompany you.
People like
Only
you.
because you are afraid.
What do you
I'm
mean,
not
you
a-
people?
I mean, us.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Dear
I'll
God.
follow.
Right. Okay. So we'll...
Who are you talking to, Tim?
Yeah. It's not important.
First sign of madness is talking to yourself. I would know.
Yes, well, I guess we'll deal with that later. For
There are
now.
also 27 additional signs of madness.
Later, Umbra.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look. Ellie, Zora, what did your orc see?
Oh no, we know the people, right? Did you relay everything?
A man in a seaweed and a man in rags. You know, the usual.
We
Except
must
for
help
Baden.
one of them.
The seaweed man.
So when you all get up there,
Can we sort of poke our head around the... Well, sneak it. We'll probably have to do sneaking at this point, but then poke my head around the corner.
all roll stealth checks.
Make sure you're quiet. We don't know who's up here.
I
He says
told
it a
you
bit
who's up there. There's two people up here.
In
You
other
don't
words,
listen
we
to
don't
your
know-
ears, man.
Unnatural one.
Technically, they're more like holes rather than actual. Anyway, we don't know if they're friendly or not. So
11.
They're fighting
Yes,
one
you-
another. I told you. It's going to be a long ass journey if you're not going to listen to what I say.
I did listen to what you say, but
I said
we've
they're
got to
fighting each other. I told you they were fighting each other.
fighting each other. Well, that probably to our advantage then. They're distracted. Anyway, I got a 14.
What did Elazora get?
Stealth. I got an unnatural 20.
Great.
It's mighty
Umbra?
unnatural.
11.
Bjorn?
Will roll.
Good.
6. Bjorn is not doing so well today. He needs some luck.
Okay.
I'll win.
We'll be fine if all the backup characters.
Didn't he
end
just
up
go in
dying.
there going, "Be gone, foul lightning"?
he may very well do that.
I quite like that. I would have given that for a crit fail. That's quite interesting.
Don't
Okay.
worry, Alaris. Just because you're scared, I will look after you.
Stealth check for Alarias, please, quickly.
Loris isn't scared. Oh, I wish I had lucky. That one.
Okay, great.
Don't put yourself on this.
As you ascend these stairs and get to this side of the ruin, you all peer round to see this dark seaweed draped humanoid figure with pointed ears and dark eyes with a staff, and his arms are extended up, pointing towards the sky. His eyes
on the staff.
filled with a bright blue light at the moment as lightning comes crashing down before him, and his bellowing voice is saying, "I will have my sacrifice. Stop hiding, little mouse, or I will take your friends that have turned up." And at that point, popping out from the edge of another wall is Benjamin Buckle, staring at you going, "Oh my god, you guys came to save me!"
Oh my god, I forgot what he sounded like.
Yeah.
And we're going to end the session there. Next
Oh,
time
it's
on
not
Pirate Adventures, can you save Benjamin Buckle
Do
we
save-
want to?
from
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
Gruzeel want to. You
from
know
this
that's
being,
going to
and do
happen.
you want to?
This
They're
guy seems a
both
lot more
boys.
useful than Benjamin Buckle. to be
Gruzeel
honest.
would,
What is-
you know.
Yeah, what is this person come for? Why does he need a sacrifice?
I'm
So
guessing.
you said
next
sacrifice
one.
means it's bad.
Umbra
Well,
fully
he
votes
wants
we
to
let
he
him
wants to sacrifice him to
me.
Joylif maybe, and that's why Joylif wanted me to help him.
Oh
Yeah,
no! We'll stop the
Help the
recording.
seaweed monster.
Oh no!
Oh, but is
In
it
3,
is it a sea? Oh, okay, go on.
2, 1.